What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of the BullRush Live. Am I a little laggy right now? Let me adjust something. It's another beautiful day, though. We got, today is August 15th. I know we had a small hiatus last week, but I am happy to be back. Let me double check here, make sure I'm not lagging, because I'm looking on my screen. I see a lot of lagging here. Deactivate. Boom! And now I'm crisp. There you go. Give me a few seconds. Listen, this is what happens with the live show. This is how you know it's authentic, and we're here. We're people, you know. Um, Boom. Now it's fixed. Wasn't plugged in all the way, got pulled out a little bit, but yes, now we're clear. I am clear. I'm back, better than ever. Me and BullRush CEO Trent Hare just spent a few days up there in Canton, Ohio, at the Football Hall of Fame. We had a great time out there. Shout out to everybody at the Fantasy Football Expo. Met a lot of great people, made a lot of new friends, and shout out to Big Draft Energy. Met you out there, had a great time with you. And if you don't know, go follow Big Draft Energy. He has a great football show. But yes, overall, Ohio was great. The past week, news-wise, has been crazy. So we got a lot of great Forex news. We got some big news in crypto. And of course, we got some big news in sports. Dialed in a lot into NFL, so we're going to cover the last season or the last week in preseason. If you missed our brand new show with Dan Leach, the Monday Night Edge, he'll be going over all of the NFL, reviewing the past games, going over future games, going over picks, and I think we have a call from him later, so he's going to be calling into the show here in just a little bit. So stick around. You don't want to miss that because he's got a great presence. But without further ado, let's get right into it. As always, we got to start the show off with some BullRush updates. So let's hop into the dashboard here because I got a big one here for you, and it involves a lot of money. We got the 100K giveaway, as you can see right here, $100,000 NFL Survivor competition. So we got that going on, and I got a huge deal to announce, which I'll announce in just a little bit here as well. But as always, you got to stick around for the good stuff. There you go. Got to stick around for the good stuff. So let's hop in here. Let me show you what we got going on. Actually, this one was supposed to be pulled up, but it wasn't. So let me show you guys a little bit about the NFL Survivor and what that entails. So 20 weeks. So there's 20 weeks of competition, 20 weeks of action. Each round, the top 80% move on to the next round. So that means you just have to be better than the bottom 20%. This is sports picking, not too hard. I don't think it should be too hard to do that, as, a lot of people are just going to go full tilt and gamble a lot. So just be better than the top 80%. There's a $100 entry fee. You move on. Top 80% moves on every single week. After week 10, so on week 10 through 19, we're going to be giving away $1,000 every week. But wait, it gets better than that. The first place of every single week, weeks 1 through 19, is going to get a guaranteed entry into week 20, where there's the $100,000 worth of prizes. Now let's break down just week 20's prizes. So first place is going to get $50,000, about that much, right? So first place is going to get $50,000. Second place will get $20,000. Third place, $10,000. Fourth place, $5,000. Fifth place, $2,500. Sixth through 10th are each going to get a nice little stackeroni for $1,000 each. And then the remaining people in round 20, so every single person in round 20 is going to get $200 back, so you're going to double your money. But this is where it gets even crazier, because right now we're running a deal. Let me hook up to my big camera so you know I'm serious. So not only will you be winning $100,000, not only will everybody who makes it to the final round be getting double what their entry fee was, which is $200, right? But right now we're running a cash back deal. So if you join the wanted to make this a little bigger for you guys.
What's up,
so
guys?
If you join
and
the
welcome
NFL Survivor
to another
competition
episode
and you,
of BullRush
and
Live.
right now,
Am I a little laggy
what's
now?
Today? August 15th. Between now and August 31st.
It's another beautiful day, though. We got today is August
on the screen
15th.
right there.
I know we had a
Use code
small hiatus
CASHBACK.
last
You're
week,
gonna be getting
but I am happy to be back.
So that means if you enter,
let me double check here, make sure I'm not lagging, because I'm looking on my screen.
We give
you
$50 back.
Of lagging.
You
here.
make it to the final round. Even let's say you're number 50 in the final round, you're gonna be making $150 profit off of this competition. So we're only making this juicier for you. So remember, $100 to enter. You're gonna get $50 cash back using code CASHBACK, and there is up to there's 110.
Boom.
It's actually $110,000.
And now I'm Chris. There you go.
Give me a few seconds. In the final round.
Listen, this is what happens with the live show. This is how you know it's authentic, and we're here. We're just
10
people,
and 19.
you know.
So make sure you hop in there.
Boom.
One
now
more
it's
thing
fixed.
I just remembered
wasn't plugged in all the way.
Technically,
got
you
out
could win a lot more
now
than
we're
$50,000.
I
So
am clear. I'm back.
if you think
better
about
than
it,
ever.
if you place first place in every
BullRush
single
CEO
week,
Trent
10
Hare
through
just
19,
spent a few days
and
up
then
there in
win
Canton,
first place in the
Ohio,
final
at
week,
the
you're actually winning
Hall of Fame.
$55,000.
We had a great time out there.
So for
Shout out to
$100,
everybody at
the
the
most
Fantasy
you could win
Football
here
Expo.
is $55,000.
Met a lot of great people.
I
made a
mean,
lot of new friends.
Shoot,
and
I would join this in a
shout out to
heartbeat.
Big Draft
Unfortunately,
Energy.
I
Met
can't.
you
It
out
would
there.
be
Had a great time with
too
you.
unfair, 'cause you know I
And
would.
if you don't
Just
know,
joking.
go follow Big Draft
but
Energy.
yes,
he
it
has
pays
a
to
great
play.
football show. But yes,
Skill-based.
overall, Ohio was great.
We have all the different
the
sports
past
picks
week
in
news-wise
there,
has
so
been
we're gonna have
crazy.
your
So we got a lot
money
of great
lines,
Forex news. We got some big news
we're
in
gonna have your
crypto.
money lines,
And of
we're
course,
gonna
we got
have
some big
your parlays,
news in
we're gonna
sports.
have your
Dialed
point
in a lot
spreads,
into
we're gonna have your
NFL, so
total
we're going to cover
score
the last
over-unders,
season or
and
the last
for
week
all
in
of you who love
preseason.
player
If you
props,
missed
of
our
course,
brand new
we're
show
also going
with
to have
Dan
player
Leach, the Monday
props.
Night Edge, he'll be going over all of the NFL. Reviewing the past games, going over future games, going over picks, and I think we have a call from him later, so he's going to be calling into the show here in just a little bit. So stick around. You don't want to miss that because he's got a great presence. But without further ado, let's get right into it. As always, we got to start the show off with. Sorry about that. I had Twitter open in one of my other tabs. I never even opened it. I just always have Twitter open, and I guess it automatically started playing my live stream. So, my bad. I did not clear out all my tabs. That's funny. Well, we're all good now. I appreciate you letting me know. Let me know if everything is good. That's crazy. Never had that happen before. Twitter just randomly started playing a video in the background. So my bad for that. We are all good now. But yes, join that competition. And, if you want, I'll give you a little hint here. You could double whammy it, get 100%, get your deposit bonus using code AMA promo, and then enter using that other the cashback code and get your 50% cash back and really capitalize on that deal. Also, while we're at it, before we get into some of this other stuff, I got another deal going. So everybody loved our 30% off discount code for prop. If you don't know, BullRush is the first and only, as of right now, fully verifiable A-book prop. Take a sip of coffee before I blow your guys' mind. So, BullRush, first ever A-book prop. What is an A-book prop, you ask? Well, A-book, if you look at most of other prop firms in the industry, they are B-book props. What does this mean? This means that when you place a trade on their platform, they're not actually putting it into the market. So, shout out Master Terrace for best in the chat here. Always great to see you. Always a privilege having you in the chat. Our number one Discord analyst. If you're in our Discord, I'm sure you look forward to his daily strategy analysis and news updates just as much as I do. But BBook Prop, every other prop firm, BBook Prop, they're not putting your trades to market. So if you really think about it, it's kind of like a casino where you're placing a trade, and if you're profitable, they have to pay you from their own money. They're not making money in the market. They lose if you win, right? And then if you lose your trade and you lose your money, you bust your account, they just keep your challenge account entry fee and they win overall and they're happy. So a book prop, a lot different. Once you become a book funded, which is our level 4, all of your trades that you're placing, we are putting into the market and we're actually doing a profit split. So if you have a $100,000 account and you make $10,000 in the market, guess what? There was actually $10,000 that were made in the market, and we're splitting that with you with our profit split, and you get to keep your portion. So it's a huge benefit. The biggest thing about the A-Book prop and the biggest benefit is there's no reason for us not to do any payouts, because as you make money, we make money. So, the reason a lot of these prop firms, they can't do payouts, people start moving to Dubai, shady stuff starts happening, is because, again, remember I told you they're not putting them into the market. So the more people that get payouts, the more people that are successfully trading, the more money they're losing. And eventually a company can only lose so much money before they skip town, right? So if you're successful, if too many successful traders go to a B-Book prop firm, they got to skip town. If too many successful traders come to us, BullRush, and get A-Booked, I mean, everybody grows. We grow as a company because obviously we generate revenue from you becoming a successful trader, and you may generate revenue. It's actually a 50-50 split. So the easiest way, and my last point on this is to think about it, is B-Book prop firm, every other prop firm, it's you versus the prop firm. You guys are battling. Only one of you guys can win. Either the prop firm wins or the trader wins. With us, it's me or BullRush, the BullRush prop, you as a trader, teaming up against the market. It's us versus the market. We're a team. We're splitting the profits. Everybody's happy. Everybody's making money, and the world goes around. And no denied payouts. So check out our Discord and our payouts section to look at our payouts. We got a few people A-booked, and it is beautiful. The deal on that, I forgot to even mention the deal. So everybody loved the deal. That's why I started this. The deal is amazing. So now we have an evergreen deal. This deal is going to be good for the foreseeable future, and this is going to be the best deal that we have for the foreseeable future. Our 66% off is what we did last week. Probably never see that. We did that to celebrate our 100. Well, now we're at 147,000 traders, almost 50,000. By the time we do this call next week, by the time we do this this live stream next week, we'll be at 150,000 active BullRush players. So remember that, but use code WELCOME to get 30% off on all new accounts. So first account with BullRush, get 30% off. Use code WELCOME. Use code SAVE20 to get 20% off all 5, 10, and 25. 5, 10, and 25K accounts. And then use code SAVE15 to get 15% off all 50, 100, and 200K accounts. You can't beat it. You don't want to miss it. And I mean, honestly, if you're trading with any other prop firm still, you're doing yourself a disfavor. I mean, yes, you might get, yes, the actual account might be cheaper, but are you ever going to get that payout? Can you trust that those payouts online are real? Everything is verifiable with us. Our liquidity provider is Forex. You can reach out to them. They'll confirm that. Excuse me, I don't know what's in the air right now, pollen or something, but liquidity providers, Forex, everything's verifiable. You can either gamble with any other prop firm, or you can be a real trader, a real profitable trader with BullRush. It's your choice. Gamble with your money, or actually
end up successful in life. Moving on.
You want a shot at $50,000?
This isn't fantasy football.
There you go. We got some competitions going up. If you don't remember, we still are doing our satellites for this month into the monthly. So every month we do a tournament in trading. The next one up, obviously because we're in August, is the September main event. So this has some really great prizes here. If we click view prizes, first place is going to get $50,000 prop account for free. Second, $25K. Third and fourth, $10K. And fifth, a $5K account. Plus, on top of a $50K prop account, they're also going to get 50% of the prize pool. So this competition is $25 to enter. So the total prize pool right now is $1,000. So first place is going to get 50% of that. So that's going to be $500. So they're going to get 50K prop account plus $500 cash money. You can't beat that. Second place will get $25K plus $250 as of right now. Remember, the prize pool could rise up and grow depending on how many people enter. Right now, obviously, months are started, so just a few people in there right now. Third place is going to get $10K prop account and 10% of the prize pool, or $100. Fourth place, $100. Fifth place, $50. So end up in the top 5. Minimum amount of cash you're going to make is $50 cash, and you're going to get a $5K at minimum prop account, but you could get up to a $10K prop account. You say, Davin, I don't have $25. I don't want to enter this and pay $25 to enter this. Well, I have a solution for you. You head on over here, you take your little finger and click on over here at single round, and now you see the 1 hour satellite to the daily. So now we have a tiered structure sort of that you can make your way to the monthly. So you join our hourly competitions, which we have 2 of every every day. We have 2 hourlies that if you win, the top let me make sure, double check. Yep, top 10 people will make it onto the daily competition. This is completely free to enter. It lasts for 1 hour, and we have 2 of them. The first one is available for everyone. The second one is only Pro XP, which means you need a minimum amount of XP points to enter this one. I believe it's 1,000 XP though. I'm like 90% sure you need 1,000 XP to enter this competition. So 1 for everybody enter, 1 that you need 1,000. You win that, you go on over here to our daily, where the top 5 people will win entry into the weekly satellite competition. You can also pay to enter this. This one will be $5 to enter. Now, let's say you win the daily and you make it on to the weekly. Well, oh, I missed it right here. Here's the weekly. Now, again, you can either win a daily and enter this, be top 5 in the daily and make it to the weekly, or you can just go on and pay $10 to enter this one directly. The prizes for this is the top 5 people will get entered into the monthly main event, which, remember, was $25, and you win cash plus prop accounts, so double whammy. Essentially, if you think about it, if you win the 5th, like let's just say 5th place, right? 5th place is a $5K prop account and $50. You pretty much get 2 prop accounts, because a $5K prop account is going to be less than $50. So you could use your one $5K prop account and then use your 50 to buy another $5K prop account. So you technically get a $10K prop account, and that goes for all of those prizes all the way up. So if you think about it, if you take your cash to buy another prop account, you really get 2 prop accounts of that value for each prize position. So that's a plus. That's something to think about. Keep in the back of your noggin there while you're out here trading. And then I'm gonna go over one more competition real quick while we're on here, and then we're gonna get to some news, because like I told you guys, I got some very interesting news for you here.
sorry, yeah. Crypto weekend. This is what I want to talk about. Crypto weekend, one of my favorite competitions. If you know me, if you've been watching for a while, I love crypto, and this is a great competition. If everybody's always over on the weekends, the weekends is where you got to lock in. The weekends was where you got to learn, tighten up your strategy and get ready for the next week. Everybody wants to relax, go to the beach. Well, go to the beach and play or compete in the crypto weekend trading competition. This is free to enter. There's 10 prizes, and you can trade crypto. So on the weekends, if you're somebody like me who doesn't want to just do nothing, sit on the beach, trade some crypto, potentially win the competition. And the prizes for this: free entry into the weekly top 10 people. So then if you win that, of course, you get free entry into that monthly, where you can win even more prizes. Now, without further ado, let's get on into the news. This is what everybody has been waiting. Oh, that's weird. I have a call coming up. Let me answer this call.
What's going on, fine citizens? Football season is finally upon us. Rejoice, and I could be more excited to tell you that I'm partnering with my good friends at BullRush for a brand new show, the Monday Night Edge with Dan Leach. It's going to be sick. The hottest picks, the craziest game recaps, tons of giveaways, and so much more launching in August. Monday nights, 6 p.m. Eastern, for an hour on all major streaming platforms. You don't want to miss it. Be there and believe in the dream.
Well, thank you, Dan. It was really great seeing you. I mean, so like Dan said, don't forget Monday nights at 6 p.m. Eastern. We have the Monday Night Edge with Dan Leach, the show you don't want to miss. It's the fastest growing NFL sports show. If you missed it last week, go on our YouTube. We have the last 2 episodes out on the YouTube. It's the one and only, the best, the top of the top, the creme de la creme of NFL sports betting, picking shows on there every week. Dan goes over, like I said earlier in the show, and like Dan just said, he's going over all of the past games, all future games. He's going over the hottest picks, the best futures, and of course, he's having lots of great guests on. We have a pretty good guest on. We have a really good guest on next week. My buddy over from ESPN is going to be joining Dan, and they're going to chop it up and give you the latest picks. If you want to make some money this year, watch that show, because I'm telling you, the Squatch, he knows what he's talking about. He knows sports, and I'll tell you what, I'm definitely going to be trailing his picks. So if you want to make some money, you want to get the latest news on NFL and what's happening in the season, and like I said, follow some really great picks and get some really good insights on why to pick certain picks, watch that show every Monday night at 6 p.m. Eastern. Without further ado, let's just talk about a little bit of Forex, what's going on here. I don't want to miss that. So first off, in Forex, the euro is showing renewed strength against the US dollar. The euro USD paired climbed to 1.1700. It's the highest level since July, as traders grow more confident that the Federal Reserve will cut rates in the coming months. Technical analysts are eyeing the 1.1685 to 1.1700 range as a potential buy zone, signaling bullish sentiment across the market. The U.S. Treasury, Scott Bessent, is calling for an aggressive half-point rate cut in September. He points to stable inflation holding at 2.7% in July, and healthy labor market data as reasons for the Fed to act boldly. His comments helped push global equities higher and even gave the British pound a noticeable boost. And lastly, India is bracing for impact of new U.S. tariffs that could cost the country an estimated $35 billion US. In response, New Delhi has unveiled a 10-point plan aimed at strengthening foreign exchange resilience. The strategy includes diversifying export markets, improving infrastructure, and tapping into overseas remittance and accelerating privatization efforts, all designed to cushion the blow and help keep the rupee steady in the months ahead. Sorry. Lots of stuff happening there in Forex. Master Terrors for Best has been talking about it all week in the Discord. If you don't, click the link in the description or click the link in the bio to join our Discord, where you're going to get this on the daily, as well as expert analysis from Master Terrors for Best. Everybody's posting their winning trades on there, and of course winning picks in sports betting or sports picking, and lots more. We'll be announcing a giveaway specifically for our Discord in the coming days, so make sure you join there too to not miss out on this banger of a giveaway. I just got word that we have a video incoming, so give me one moment and we're going to be playing this quick video for you guys.
You want a shot at $50,000 in cold, hard cash? Well, BullRush just dropped a new sports comp, the NFL Survivor. And the total prize pool, a massive $100,000. First place gets 50 grand, straight up. Think you got the picks to survive 20 weeks? Here's how it works. Start each week with a 100K fantasy bankroll. Make picks using real NFL odds. Place in the top 80% and you survive. Below that, you're out. Your bankroll resets each week, so a bad week doesn't kill your season. Make it to week 20, and you and all the other survivors split the entire $100,000. You want the bag? Prove it. Join NFL Survivor only on BullRush. You want a shot at $50,000?
Did you join yet? Guys, if you don't know yet, you got to join the NFL Survivor. I mean, this is the most amount of money that we're giving away yet. Talking about a lot of money, though, BlackRock's cryptocurrency holdings have now surpassed the $100 billion mark as of August 14th, with Bitcoin making up the lion's share of the portfolio. This milestone not only cements BlackRock's position as one of the largest institutional players in the digital asset space, but also signals the growing acceptance of cryptocurrencies among traditional financial powerhouses. Analysts say the firm's increasing exposure could help further legitimize Bitcoin and other top tokens in the eyes of conservative investors, potentially encouraging more pension funds, hedge funds, and asset managers to follow suit. I know for sure that's true because I was talking to my father, and he knows about Bitcoin now, but a few months ago when they were doing that, he talked to me about, asked me about Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I hear more and more people asking me about crypto and stuff like that in my personal lives that would have never talked to me about Bitcoin, or maybe years ago they were like, it's a scam. If you invest in that, you're definitely going to lose all your money. I mean, this is what I have to say. People are like, oh, Bitcoin's a scam, it's going to crash. The currency that how many million people, 300 million people, however many million people live in the US, 300 million people are invested into one currency at minimum, not including all the international people who hold this currency. And they're losing year over year consistently for the past 10, 20, how many years has the US dollar been going down because of inflation? So it's like, talk about a scam. This is something that everybody holds. It's a coin that has no limit. There's no cap on how many coins can be printed. Remember, the Fed's printing money every single day. Yet everybody still believes in it. So why not believe in Bitcoin? Now we see that these big institutional players investing in it. People are getting it in their retirement. I just had one of the I'm not going to say where, but one of the places where I invest money into for retirement just came out and was like, would you like to add Bitcoin diversification and Ethereum and blah, blah, blah? And I was like, of course. So very interesting, I think, with all that. I mean, I think it's pretty much solidified Bitcoin and crypto into the powerhouse of our world economy. And I asked ChatGPT, one little side note, I asked ChatGPT, how could Bitcoin crash to zero? Right? What would need to happen for Bitcoin to crash to zero? And it almost had like a little conversation to itself where it was like, well, all governments would need to ban it, which would make it crash, obviously, if every single government, but it wouldn't be zero because there would still be people that use it, obviously, and with cold storage and still on the internet, obviously there's gonna be some other sites where you can still hold and there'll still be brokers out there that'll let you hold crypto. So then it was like, well, that won't work, so they'll have to ban the internet. They'll have to shut down the entire internet, but that also won't work because Bitcoin can be transferred through radio waves, again, cold storage, lots of different ways you can store and transfer Bitcoin. So it would be moral of the story is it's very, very, very hard to shut down Bitcoin. And right now, if we look at the charts here, I have two more stories on Bitcoin, but we'll look at the charts. I'll have the charts pulled up here while we're talking about it. So price right now, Bitcoin 119 as of today, August 15th at 9:03 a.m. We're at 119,000 on Bitcoin, $4,636 on Ethereum, and $3.12 on my baby XRP. What's up, Tay Cruz or Cyrus? Sorry. What's up, Tay Cyrus? How you doing, big dog? Good to see you. Good to see you in the chat. From Facebook, gotta follow us on YouTube, man. Damn, look at these market caps though. 91 billion. Tether is at 180 billion, and Ethereum up to 70 billion. Shout out XRP is at 9.78 billion market cap. Crazy market cap. Obviously they've gone down, and this is for I'm just shocked because I thought they were gonna be a lot less than this after the all the downtrend we've been seeing here this week. But yes, XRP is down 6% this week. See, Ethereum is down this week. Oh, it's up 18%. I forgot. It was down today. Oh, not even today. Literally the last hour. But it was earlier this morning at 2:30. It was at 4,790. This is what I'm saying. People are like, "Oh, it's down. It dipped." Look at that tiny dip. This week it's already up 18%. Let me ask you, all these old heads out there, how high? What's your IRA looking like? What's your not even that. What's your savings looking like? How's that 2% dividends in your savings looking? Anyways, sorry. U.S. Treasury sector. Let me collect myself here. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent announced the government will halt all new purchases, as I'm hyping up crypto right now, halt all new purchases of cryptocurrencies for its strategic reserve, opting instead on relying on confiscated digital assets from enforcement actions. The reserve, currently valued at $15 to $20 billion, will be maintained and potentially expanded using assets seized in criminal cases rather than taxpayer funds. Bessent framed the move as a budget-neutral way to maintain a natural crypto stockpile while avoiding market disruption and fiscal strain. I mean, double-edged sword with everything in life, right? That's good and bad, I think. Obviously, it's good because we're in debt. If anybody hasn't noticed, the government has a little bit of a spending problem. Thankfully, they don't have a credit card, but they do print money, so they got a little loophole there. But yes, I don't think we should be spending more money to invest, even though Bitcoin, I think, is a good investment. I don't think we should be spending more money on anything. I think we should be focusing on paying off some of that debt. But good thing is, yes, there's a lot of criminals out there, and there's a lot of money be taken from criminals. Drug trafficking, child trafficking, money laundering, Ponzi schemes, all this good stuff. Yes, take that. They don't deserve the money. But there's a little thing called civil forfeiture, and there's a lot of people that get crushed by civil forfeiture that are innocent because the government can take everything. If you get suspected of a crime, the government can take everything you have through something called civil forfeiture that they relate to the crime. So, hypothetically speaking, let's say you run a website that's like a reselling website, and people are reselling on your website. And over suddenly they found out somebody that was reselling on your website, and this isn't a real world example, I'm just spitballing here, was reselling something illegal, had nothing to do with you. You do all the legal checks to make sure people aren't reselling something illegal. But for some reason, they tie you into it. You get into a federal case, and now they lock up all your funds. They lock up all your crypto investments. And now you can't move that around. So let's say crypto is really high up. You could sell for a big profit, but the government has your crypto locked up until the court case is done. Even after that, you have to go through another court case to get your money and everything that's been civilly forfeitured, or however you call that. You have to do that, go through another proceeding to get that back. So has a double-edged sword, I think, for the most part. Just like, obviously, putting people in jail and stuff. For the most part, bad people go to jail. Bad people get their money taken. But there's a few that slip through the cracks. So we'll see how that goes. For the most part, should be good. And then while we're talking on Bitcoin, Bitcoin's market dominance has slipped to 59.3%, sparking renewed speculation that an alt season may just be around the corner. Guys, I've been saying it for weeks. Alt season is here. Bitcoin is always there to stay. Bitcoin will always be the king. Bitcoin will always be the big daddy of crypto, but alt season is here. The shift suggests that investors are beginning to rotate into alternative cryptocurrencies like Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, XRP. Wasn't in the news article, but I added in there, in search of higher periods where in search of higher returns. Historically, such drops in Bitcoin's dominance have preceded periods where altcoins outperform in both price growth, and market share. Some analysts predict this transition could accelerate into September if macroeconomic conditions and market sentiment continue for a risk on assets. On that, if we checked it out, we're looking at Ethereum here in the last week. We're up 18%. I know ETH has been absolutely, for all my ETH holders out there, all my ETH heads out there, hodlers, y'all are killing it right now. You look, last week, you're up 18.77%. The last month, you're up 55%. And then, of course, in the last year, you're up 78% as from just this month of last year. We see this huge dip that it took. We were all the way up to, the all-time high of last year was December-ish. December 16th, we were at 4,108. We already rocketed past that. Sorry, I got this. If anybody's wondering why I'm all messed up, I got this new coffee here that my wife got, and it was very strong, very acidic, and I think I need some Tums, but we'll figure that out after. Look at this. It's even pumping. Oh, my gosh. Beautiful, beautiful charts here. So if you're an ETH holder, congratulations. Go buy me a steak or an arepa, as Master Terrace Ford best would say. Cash money. Now, without further ado, let's head into the NFL. We had action-packed preseason. Honestly, I'm never really that interested in preseasons besides like fantasy draft and a little bit of like, seeing how some of the rookies, that's pretty much all I like personally. I like to watch is I'll see how the rookies are playing and see how the chemistry is with the team, with the new team, because teams change up every year. But this preseason has been action-packed for anybody watching. Lots of really great matchups. Week 1, really great. Week 2, which was just last weekend, really, really great. Lots of action. So let's get right into it. So a preseason matchup with the Detroit Lions and the Atlanta Falcons on August 8th was abruptly halted when the Lions defender Maurice Norris Jr. suffered a serious head and neck injury with 6 minutes and 19 seconds left on the clock. Officials suspended the game as medical staff rushed in to provide on-field treatment, and Norris was transported to a nearby hospital where he was reported to be in stable condition with movement on all extremities. Reassuring news of teammates and fans. We know that those kind of hits can be very, very devastating. I'm just gonna update here. I want to give you guys an update on his condition here. So that was a very, very terrible condition. It was good to see, as Dan said, when in the Monday night, when if you're listening there, he was mentioning how everybody took a knee. They ended the game. It was very nice. I mean, it wasn't nice. It was terrible that this happened, but it was nice seeing the camaraderie behind all the teams, and it kind of brought me back to high school, and everybody would really take a knee and take every injury very, very serious. But I do have an update here on Maurice Norris. So he is now in concussion protocol. So he's now in concussion protocol. It was a very bad concussion, obviously knockout concussion. So he'll be off for the next 10 to 14 days. But it is looking good. They say that Norris's head had snapped back after colliding with Carter's leg, and he remained down for several minutes before being attended to by medical staff. As a UFC fan and boxing fan, I can tell you exactly what happened. Probably no injuries, obviously no injuries as to the spinal cord or actual brain injuries, because at this time, this was a day ago that when this news article came out, he definitely would have had some reports, unless they're just keeping it hidden. But probably just a very serious concussion. He's been knocked out for a while, 10 to 14 day concussion protocol, and hopefully everything comes back and he's back for the regular season, at least week 2 or 3 of the regular season, back and ready for action. Heading over to Indianapolis, the Indianapolis Colts also suffered a preseason setback when starting quarterback Anthony Richardson exited a game with a gruesome dislocated pinky finger. I kind of feel bad because I was talking a little shit about the pinky. I was like, oh, they carted him off for a pinky finger, but it was actually bent nearly 90 degrees. So Colt, and I saw that one time in wrestling when I was in high school. Gnarly injury. I just thought it was funny that they carted him off in a golf cart for a pinky injury. It's like a meme. It was a meme just made itself. But he had a gnarly 90-degree bend in his pinky. The injury is expected to sideline him for at least the next game, opening the door for veteran Daniel Jones to step in and take over QB duties in Week 2. I mean, I'm not even going to look up updates on that. He's got a broken pinky. They're going to tape that thing up and hopefully keep it straight for the next few days, next few weeks. Should be, broken finger should be an easier recovery. And if anything, he'll have that thing taped up with some good old duct tape in Week 3 by the time we get to Week 3. In Jacksonville, kicker Cam Little stunned fans, and this hurts my heart. Let me look this up. Just so I make sure it's actually, because I know it's preseason. Let's go. They didn't count it. Okay. All right. So they didn't count it. But if I wasn't a Ravens fan, I would say it counts. But according to the NFL right now, as of right now, it does not count. But in Jacksonville, kicker Cam Little stunned fans and commentators by booming a 70-yard field goal during the August 9th preseason game, surpassing the longest kick in organized football history by 1 yard. While the record won't go into the NFL books due to preseason rules, it's a moment that's already turning heads around the league. I mean, 70 yards is insane. I think, obviously, if he's done it in the preseason, he'll probably do something similar in the regular season. Unfortunately, crushing my boy Justin Tucker, a.k.a. Legatron's whopping 69 or 66-yard field goal. So, unfortunately, my boy fortunately for me, Justin Tucker, Legatron, still holds the record, so I don't have to burn his jersey yet, but it's really looking like my boy over here, Cam Little, with not so little legs, obviously some whammer dammers probably has a tree trunk of a leg, kicking a 70-yard field goal in preseason. Wouldn't be surprised if he does something similar in the regular season, so we'll stay tuned and wait for that. And last but not least, over down here in Duval, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars. It wasn't just a highlight for the Jaguars, but rookie Travis Hunter made a statement in his preseason debut by playing on both sides of the ball, just like my boy from high. No, we're not going to go into that. But playing on both sides of the ball, lining up as a wide receiver and cornerback. His impressive versatility is fueling conversations about whether two-way players could make a comeback in modern NFL, potentially reshaping team strategies moving forward. I know that is a killer strategy. I was about to say my boy from high school, Jay-Sean Jones, now playing, I believe, for the Vikings, but he at University of Maryland, he had a similar strategy. He as well played both quarterback and wide receiver, and it was a killer combo. I know it's a threat from the backfield because you never know. They could do some sort of motion, have someone else pop up as if they have a running back or something like that has a good arm. They could have running back pop up mid motion. Travis Hunter goes over into wide receiver and then runs a route and just bodies everybody on the field. I mean, there's a lot of crazy things that could happen, and I'm excited for this NFL season because that really pulls out a wild card for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I know my boy Shaheem from Duval is going crazy. Shy, if you're watching this, we're going to have to make some bets when the Jags... Actually, I don't think the Jags play the Ravens this year, so no bets on that. But I am excited at the very least to see Travis Hunter and that little dual wild card motion that they have running over there in Jacksonville. Very exciting. I got one more word here from our sponsor, BullRush. Who would have thought? And then we're going to close out the show here and maybe get into a little more action. We'll see.
This isn't fantasy football, it's real competition. Welcome to the NFL Survivor Tournament. You versus the field. $100 to enter, $100,000 in total prizes, $50K to the winner. Start each week with a $100K bankroll. Pick games, win returns. Top 80% survive. Bottom 20%, you're out. Bankroll resets weekly, no carryover. 20 weeks, 100K. Will you take home the cash? Sign up, lock in, and let's see if you've got the guts to survive.
Now, before we go into the last parts here, I just wanted to remind you guys, anybody who loves trading, or if you love sports, if you're here for the sports side, and you want to learn more about trading, we got two banging trivia competitions, both completely free to enter. We have our trading trivia on Saturday. That'll be tomorrow. That's going to start at what is that, 9 a.m.? That'll start at 9 a.m. If you don't know how our trivia competitions work, they're kind of live. If you've ever heard of the game, or if you remember the game HQ, where one person, there's the guy on the presenter. What was his name? Slipped my mind. But the guy in the suit was on the camera and announcing the questions. It was kind of like a Survivor type deal. If you get a question wrong or a certain amount of questions wrong, you get knocked out. Very similar here, but it's not a Survivor. You have 20 questions. You have about 10 seconds per question, about 10 seconds in between questions. Whoever answers the most amount of questions correctly and fastest obviously wins. We got 5 prizes here and all promo credits. Remember, the promo credits you can use to enter paid competitions. You can use them to start your own competition. Lots of great things to do. So we got that one on Saturday, and then on Sunday we got our fastest goals scored in NHL. I don't know why there's basketball there, but fastest goals scored in the NHL. So that's another great one. For both of those, they start at 9 a.m. I would recommend you get in there a little bit early. Try to get in there like 8:55 because, like I said, it is a live trivia competition. So if you get there 9:05, you're probably going to miss a couple of the questions and you won't be a happy camper. So if you want to make sure you have all the ability and all the chances to win, hop in there a little bit early, be there or be square, hop in there right at 9 a.m. And like I said, it's the fastest person to answer the questions and the person to answer the most right. So if you look here, you see All right, first you have 19, but you see third place here has 8 questions right, and fourth place has 10 questions right. That just means this guy was a killer and just bang, 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 answered all 8 questions probably very fast, and this 10th guy maybe took a little bit longer to answer those questions. Again, remember, right now we're running a massive deal on NFL. We're giving away $50 cash back if you enter. So that means that 500x just turned into 1,000x. Because remember, before I said $100 turns into 50,000. That's 500x. Now we're turning it into 1,000x by reducing it to $50. So deposit, enter code CASHBACK when you're entering that competition, and you're going to get $50 cash back just for entering that Survivor tournament, bringing that down to $50 to enter. Again, $50,000 to first place, $100,000 in total cash prize. Actually, $110,000 in total cash prizes, $100,000 for the final round, $10,000 worth of prizes between rounds 10 and 19. And the first placer of every single round secures their spot in the final round. So if, let's say, you win first place in the first round, you could screw off for the round 2, round 3, round 4. If you lose or you place in the bottom 20%, don't worry. You have a secured spot in that final round to potentially win up to $50,000. But remember, if you win every single round between 10 through 19, you win $500 each round. So that means the absolute max you could win is $55,000. Wow, that's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of arepas, as Master Terrace Ford best. That's a lot of other good stuff. Now, if you don't like NFL that much, you don't like sports betting, but you do like trading and you want to get funded, this is your chance to get funded with the best prop firm, the one and only A-booked prop firm in the industry, BullRush Prop, and we got these exclusive discounts for you. 30% off all new accounts. Every single new account. You never had an account with us before, 30% off. Use code WELCOME. We got SAVE20. You're going to get 20% off, and no matter how many accounts you've bought with us from the past, SAVE20. You get 20% off all accounts, 5, 10, and 25 A-booked prop accounts. And then use code SAVE15 to get 15% off all 50K, 100K, and 200K prop accounts, no matter how many times you've purchased from us. This is the biggest deal we're probably going to have. It's going to last for the foreseeable future, so take advantage of it while you can. Remember, don't go with these B-books. You can either be a gambler and go with every other prop firm, not naming names, but you can either be a gambler and go with those prop firms, or you can actually be a real trader and trade with BullRush. I mean, everybody wants to make money. The best way to make money is to be a real trader, because that's how you make. Also, guaranteed no payout denials. If you make it to a funded stage, there's no reason for us to deny your payouts. We got the best rules. We're the only ones that are verifiably A-booked. So, obviously that is the perk of the century. We're the only prop firm where you're actually a real trader and not just a gambler. So make sure you use those codes. Also use code AMA promo for a 100% deposit bonus. Hop in those weekend competitions. Hop in those trivia competitions. And of course, I got a quick quote for you to end. I heard this from the great Winston Churchill. Some of you love him. Recently, some people hate him, but success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. I think this is important. No matter where you are in life. If you are successful, remember, success is not permanent. We've all seen hundreds, thousands of people be very successful, make a lot of money. Me and Trent, actually, on our road trip back from Ohio, we're talking about this, all the lottery winners that just end up losing all their money. It's not permanent, so keep grinding. Don't think you're at the top of the world just because you made a bunch of money. You still got to grind. You could still lose it all. And same thing with failure. Failure is not fatal. If you failed, if you lost a lot of money, I don't care if you lost all your life savings. It's not the end of the world. You can make it back. There's people who have. I was just listening to a podcast with this business owner. He was 200, I think. He said like or somewhere in the 200s, like 200 and something million dollars in debt, between a business that failed, some properties, all this other stuff, and he managed to scrape his way back to the top, and now he's very, very successful. So moral of the story is, no matter if you have a lot of money or you failed, it's not permanent. Keep grinding, keep going, have an amazing weekend, and I will see you next week. And don't forget the Monday Night Edge at 6 p.m. Eastern on all the channels that you're watching this right now. We also have the Monday Night Edge, 6 p.m. Eastern every week with the one and only Dan Leach. Follow him at Dan Leach DTM on all social medias. He'll be posting about it too. This was a great show. I will see you next week, and I hope you have an amazing weekend. Trade, play sports picks, compete, win, and have an amazing life. Till next week.